Okay, I'd like to call this meeting, a special meeting of the Dalton Selectboard to order, please. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law 30A and 20, and the Governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitation on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Select Board will be conducted via remote participation. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to watch the open session portion of the meeting may do so by viewing on Dalton Community Cable TV on channel 1301 or via the Zoom link on the agenda. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the open session portion of the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite our best efforts, we will post on the town's website an audio or video recording, transcripts, or other comprehensive record of the proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Okay, all those who are able, please stand up. And Mr. Boyle, would you lead us in the pledge?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Brittany, would you please do the roll call?
Will. Chair Robert Bishop.
Here.
John Boyle.
Here.
Joseph Diver.
Here.
Mark Strout.
Here.
Dan Esco.
Here.
Interim Town Manager Sandra Albino.
Here.
Okay, we did get some minutes, but they didn't make the agenda, so we'll just wait till our next meeting to approve them. Okay, this is the time the public may address the board on any item listed on the meeting agenda or any issue or matter of the town. If you intend on addressing the board at this time, we ask you to do the following. Use the Zoom link or dial 684-6111, extension 28. Please identify yourself by name, address, or the company or institution you represent. The public address to the board segment will last no longer than 30 minutes. Please make your comments concise and try not to repeat statements made by others. Please address your comments to the board chair. Discussion or debate on any issue may not take place at this time. The chair or the designee may answer questions on procedural matters. Please be cordial and respectful of others. If anyone wishes to be recognized when the board discusses an agenda item, please make that request at this time. The board chair may grant this request, address comments to the board chair, and be concise. Is there anyone that would like to speak on any item out there? Okay, Taylor?
I don't know if I'm supposed to speak right now, but I...
No, when it gets to you, you can.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, Sandy, we'll go with the FY22 budgets.
Okay. Should I unmute John? I had muted him.
Yeah, you can unmute him now.
Well, I'm trying, but he's going to have to do it himself, I think. I was like,
He hears us. You're
There we
good.
go.
You're good, John?
I think so.
Yep, you're good.
All right.
okay, so the first budget is the accountant budget, and it's a pretty standard budget with the 2% increase in salaries. Some minor, well, actually 11% increase in expenses, and those are mainly due to the fact that I would like my assistant to attend some of the professional technical training that we have for accounting. It's, by our Mass Municipal Auditors and Accountants Association and our Western Mass Auditors and Accountants Association. And so the budgets for that, for the training and for the travel for the training were increased along with dues and memberships. So I also have an increase of 5% for our software support, which is a typical increase.
That's a good idea with the training. I like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, anybody have any questions? Other than, I think it's TA?
So the next budget is the street lights, which everyone should be very pleased about. And I have a couple documents attached to the back that shows our Eversource bills with our net metering credits that are from Rockwood AG Grid, which is a contract that we have for our electricity being run with cow power.
It is.
Yeah. And so we're really still in the infancy stages with this. Our first year for streetlights showed credits throughout the whole year. We never really were billed by Eversource for one bill because it ended up like with an $8,000 credit, which our auditor said they should give us a check, but they won't. So we had to Rockwood adjusted their billing to be no billing for the first few months of the year. And then until they could change the percentages of the kilowatts between the 7 different accounts that we have using net metering credits. So the next year, the second year is in the next page, and that ended up pretty good, but if you notice, the Rockwood invoices are very small. So I still think they have some adjusting to do, and they can only do that adjusting in July and January. So
Okay.
we'll see how that progresses throughout the rest of this year, and maybe we'll be able to determine that what our budget is going to be. So I didn't reduce it to the amount that we've been being billed just because I don't know if that's going to stay. So I did reduce it by 36%, which is if you notice the kilowatts in the billing cost before, where they were in the 80,000s, one year was in 90,000s, and then it dropped to 53,000, and now 8,000 and 7,600 for this year so far.
It's huge.
Yeah. And I really think the reason that most of that occurred was when we went out with this contract, our kilowatts were in the 260,000 ranges, and that's what they were given because we didn't know the full impact of what changing to LED lights was going to be. And so at the same time that we changed to net metering credits, we also changed all our LED lights and purchased the arms, I believe, that hold the lights from Eversource. Yeah. So that made a significant impact on our Eversource bills.
Good. That really shows. So yeah, those lights are unbelievable. They're very bright too.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, any questions? TA?
If I can just say that hats off to the board, the former town manager, everybody that put in approximately 2 years of hard work straightening this energy savings out. We initially started with standardized solar panel things. That went belly up. And then we switched to the cow power thing. And it's really paid off finally. And it's been a great asset and well worth all the time we put into it.
Yeah. I'd like to add Richard Hall's name to that for the lights.
Yeah.
He did a great job helping us out on that. Okay. All right, TA, everyone?
Yeah.
TA.
And I do have one more budget. It's a revision of one that you approved, I think last week. So I had received some information that we're going to have to increase some emails due to how we're setting up the select board already had emails, but I think we're setting up a generic select board email for the website, I believe.
Absolutely.
Along with a couple others. So we had to increase by 5 the emails that were being paid for, which is just an additional $20 a month. So I didn't want to because this budget has been very close, I didn't want to let it go by without adding that extra amount to the budget. So I had 8,700, I believe, and added $300 more per month so that we could, I hope I did that right. Yeah.
Yeah, great catch, Sandy. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm hoping that everything is gonna be okay now.
Okay, great. Okay, any questions? TA?
TA.
Sandy, great job on all these budgets, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, you all set on that, Sandy?
Yep, for the budgets I am.
Okay. Okay, next is our annual town meeting. And I do believe Sandy just sent that out to us so we can review it.
It came in the same email, so I resent the email with the budget, so you
Yeah,
should
I
have.
got it.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, so I took out one of the articles from prior, because it was the article that appropriated money from the landfill monitoring closure account, which
Okay.
we no longer have any balance in there. So that article is not necessary anymore.
Okay.
And I added Article 1, the View Street, recommendation by Catherine Klein, how the article should read. And I think we need to make some decisions about that nominal consideration. I'm not suggesting to do that tonight unless you choose to, but that is something that has to be addressed.
Well, we can talk about that right now. Does anybody have any suggestions?
Well, Bob, if I may just say one thing, I made the initial motion to convey this property to the Jordans. And in the motion was a suggested price of $100, nominal price.
We're not talking a lot of land here.
No, well, if I could just finish. And then what happened was the motion was out there for discussion, and some of the board members had some very good suggestions about notifying neighbors of potential interest and so forth and so on. All those concerns were addressed. So that's where it stands right now. Basically, there was never any vote taken on the motion.
Okay,
If the board wants me to withdraw it, whatever. But I still support that initial motion.
okay, I will support that too if you want to make that motion.
You want me to repeat it?
Yeah.
Okay. I moved that the property, I don't know if it has an address. Does it have an address, Andy?
No, not on the article. It just says View Street, but it gives the map and lot.
Okay, I moved that the property, town-owned property on View Street be conveyed for the price of $100 to the, I think it's Pat and David Jordan of 10 View Street.
Yeah, just a point of order on the motion. Sorry.
Go ahead, John, or Joe.
Yeah, we can't do that until we get the town vote to convey the property.
Okay, then we'll bring it back to the board for a vote. Okay? All right, John, we'll wait till we do it, and then we'll bring it back and vote on that, okay?
Sure.
All right. But I have no problem with that price for the record, so. Okay,
I'd like to see fair market value when we get there, though, just if we have room to figure that out. So, but that's a different topic, across a different day.
okay. All right, any other thoughts or any other changes to the articles?
Looks like there's two areas highlighted in yellow. Maybe Sandra could explain those.
Yes, that's a good catch, Dan.
I think one of them, as a matter of practice, once a 3-year agreement is signed, do we still have to do Article 15 to reauthorize employment agreements between the town, the highway cemetery superintendent, the highway cemetery foreman, and police sergeants? That's gonna be sergeants.
Now, I don't think it's necessary if we got a 3-year contract with them.
I don't know. I seem to think this has been on every warrant. That's why I'm not sure. I don't know who to ask.
Probably Tim.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no problem if it's not on there, okay?
Well, here's the thing. They're not all aligned, right? Are they, in terms of when they're renewed? All these positions?
I think so. Pretty much.
But they are.
Yeah, we usually do them all at once, Dan.
Well, if they're all in alignment, then it only needs to be on the warrant every 3 years?
That's what I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll have Sandy check with Tim on that.
I mean, what if somebody leaves and we have to hire somebody in the middle of the contract and we don't have authorization from town to reauthorize employment agreements?
That could be the reason why you have to do it every year. I don't know.
Does it hurt to keep it in there, really?
No, I don't think it does.
Suppose checking with Tim to see, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, honestly, if everybody feels better, we can just leave it in there. It's not the end of the world.
Right. I just had a question about it.
Let's just leave it in there, Sandy.
Yeah, because it's missing other contract positions in that article, so that's where I get confused. It doesn't have the chief or the town manager or anything else of that nature. So why is it just these particular positions that are called out?
It's because they're union, I think. Well, the police sergeant
No,
isn't
not.
union.
Nope.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it in there. It's in there for a reason.
And it could be
Leave
that
it, but
it could be that those agreements were that last year. I think there might be a chance that some of them are not aligned with the other union agreements.
I would think if they're not due for renegotiate or reauthorization, then it's not in there. That we put it in there when it's due.
Okay. We might
But
have to,
double check with Tim for sure, right? So
yeah, and we might have to do the sergeant's one then.
Right. I would put police sergeants.
And town manager,
Right.
if that indeed does happen. I can't see why not. Okay, I'll check with Tim and he'll advise me.
Okay.
And that's it, I think. Is that right, Dan? Because I'm not seeing mine in yellow right now.
Number 15 you got in yellow.
I think maybe just to call out that there's 2 invoices that need to be paid. Is that what you were
Yeah.
flagging?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I didn't have those the first time I highlighted that in yellow, but now I do. So,
Okay. So you'll just add those 2 invoices in there, right there?
well, I won't change the wording of the article, but there will be 2 invoices when we do the articles and motions.
Okay, perfect.
Excellent.
And then I think that's it. I mean, we're gonna need the snow and ice. I think we might, but we may need some available funds for fiscal year 21. Everything depends on how it's panning out. So we have a couple weeks to figure that out.
one thing that I I do want to call out on this annual town meeting, and I'm trying to figure out which word is on the warrant for the budget process. But there are, I think, two major budget issues that, if we could, probably have some educational session for the town about the reasons for those impacts. One is the police department budget, and the second is the school budget. Because those are coming up for vote at annual town meeting, correct?
Yes.
I
And,
agree.
and I would like to make sure that the residents have enough information in order to make the decision, because if folks who support those budgets are not there to vote, and residents who don't support those budgets are there to vote, we could have a pretty significant hiccup. So the more our residents know, the better. Last year, we did an educational sheet on the ATM posting, but I think we should probably have I would recommend that we have an open meeting just to kind of talk through those two budgets. And have the department heads, the one being the superintendent for the school, and then the chief for the police department, actually be the speakers to educate the residents on those budget requests.
We'll just put them on the agenda for agenda items next meeting.
Well, so has the school been able to speak at annual town meeting on their budget in the past? I
Yeah,
believe
they did
so.
last year. They did
And I
last
think-
year, but
I think they do every year.
yeah, but the intent is not to do it at the annual town meeting. My intent is to do it beforehand, so people that want to come and vote in support of those are there to do so. The school budget last year passed by 2 votes.
Yeah.
I'd
I mean,
suggest we do both.
Yeah. A pre-education and then also speak at the ATM.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, a little handout, it might give the salient points of each budget and the impacts, you know, the reasons why there are increases or changes.
Yeah.
so that, the handout for Central Berkshire will be in the town reports. We also have one that they provided to us that, you know, we can make some copies of that, or the annual town reports are out to every single resident.
Yeah, I'm just suggesting we have an open meeting to have a formal presentation so that people can watch those presentations on DCTV and or YouTube or whatever and pick it up. Because I just get concerned when I see the annual town meeting, and I have a lot of respect for the folks that do show up. But we have some pretty significant changes in that budget process for those two that the more people know, the better. And I don't think they're going to pick up the importance of these changes through the annual report, but just my opinion. But I like to make a motion that we have an agenda item that we certainly publish, that we have an educational session for the public from the chief and from our superintendent.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Okay,
Do we need to put a date? Put a date that you want this done? I mean,
our next
it's gotta
agenda.
be the next meeting, I think. Or 2 weeks from now, is that the next meeting?
No, within the next 2 weeks, yeah, that would be helpful.
You probably should think about the 19th of April. That's the
Yeah.
closest. No, that's a holiday.
That's a holiday. Yeah. So we'll do it the second Monday of April, John. That's our
The
next meeting.
second. How about the 4th Monday of April? The closer to the town meeting you get, the better it is.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay,
So the 28th, the town meeting will be the next week.
okay,
Sounds good.
Hey, that's just a suggestion.
okay. So the motion reads the 28th of April.
Yeah, amend my motion to have that meeting on the 28th
Okay.
of April.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call vote. John?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Bob, yes. Okay, somebody's gonna have to remind
Thank
me.
you all for that conversation in support of that motion. I think it would be important
I
for everyone.
talked to the chief about that too, and she's all for that, so. Okay. Anything else for the ATM? Oh, yes,
We have to approve it, right?
yes. Not only that, yes. Is there any other questions for Sandy or any comments for Sandy? And if somebody wants to make a motion to approve this, we can get it out there and published and signed and get it out there.
Just one question. Sandy, do we have a number for certified, free cash?
I don't have it off the top of my head.
Well, we do have.
It will be certified, it's not certified yet.
Okay, thank you.
When does this need to be made public?
The certified free cash?
No, the town warrant, sorry.
I would say, I think it's like, I don't know, 2 weeks before the town meeting? I'm not really sure. I will ask the town clerk, but I know that these need to be approved and then published. Hold on, let's see. Published in 5 places. Posted in 5 different places before the meeting. 7 days at least before the time of holding of said meeting.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Sorry for the interruption, Cindy.
Pardon me?
Jean is in the waiting room.
Oh. I don't see anybody. Oh, there we go.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve the annual town meeting warrant as presented by our town manager.
Is there
I'll
a second?
second that.
Okay, you second it, John?
Yep.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further comments or?
Yeah, I just following up on that free cash, certified free cash. It always has been my, has always been the board has a discussion with the town manager regarding the budget of how much cash free cash we would allocate to various categories in the annual town meeting budget, such as the amount that we're going to use for free cash to depress the tax rate, and the amount we're going to put in the various capital. There's 2 capital budgets, right? How much we're going to allocate to both of those?
There's.
We haven't done that.
Well,
Last year we had quite a discussion about how much cash we would allocate to depress the tax rate.
So that amount, I already have that figured out. And if you look at that financial sheet that I gave you, was
Yeah,
it
let me get it.
Monday, was it? Or the 22nd? I can't remember which date I gave it to you.
Which one, Dave?
The 5-page financial spreadsheet, which I don't have with me, but I think I know where it is. Joe, was that the 22nd maybe, or the 29th that I sent that?
Sorry, for which one?
It's a financial spreadsheet?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to find mine.
Well, is this going to interfere with our ability to vote on this motion?
No, because this does not have any money in it.
Exactly. So why don't we finish the vote and then we can talk about that after?
Okay, good.
Yeah, fine.
Motion's been made and seconded. Let's move it. John,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Bob, yes.
And Sandra, that was on the 29th that you sent that budget spreadsheet out.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I got mine. Okay, so Sandy, can you, if anybody has it in front of it, run this through and how much free cash there was to start with and how much we're allocating to these different categories, such as the reduce the tax rate and allocate to the 2 stabilization funds.
Well, we allocate to 4 stabilization funds, and I don't have it in front of me, but if you look on page 3, I believe
got
it
it right in
is.
front of me.
On page 3,
Yeah.
under other funding sources, it's in the middle. Is there, do you mind if I go get my copy, please?
No, go ahead, Cindy. Take your
Okay,
time.
let me go do that. What do you want me to do?
You have to change it so that when they're talking, you can see them on the screen.
I have it like that, but I don't understand why it's not doing that.
Oh, okay.
It's under speaker view, but yet the speakers aren't showing up.
No, I don't want to hold the other side.
I think if I don't understand what's going on. Hey Joe, do you know how to make, I already have it under speaker view, but yet there's one person being shown and not the speaker throughout this whole time. So I don't know what to do to make it different.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Let me do some research while you guys are talking about the free cash. So continue that conversation. I'll get back to you.
Okay. So as far as free cash goes, it's not certified yet, but I've estimated it at $1,000,001. Okay. And I hate to even give out that number because what if it's lower and then everybody's going to say what?
Where'd it go?
So what I'm proposing is basically, we have to vote $65,000 for the reserve fund for free cash. We are voting $200,000 to reduce the tax rate, which has been the standard amount we've been doing for at least 7 or 8 years.
That's right.
And that amount helps to offset the budget that we have in for the communication department, who has a grant. And so the grant, the grant, we're offsetting that grant with a $200,000 free cash to reduce the tax rate. And then I'm proposing to put $50,000 into the stabilization fund from free cash, $100,000 to the sewer stabilization fund, $50,000 to the general stabilization fund, and $100,000 to the capital stabilization fund. And usually we use the snow and ice, cure the snow and ice deficit with free cash money also. So that is estimated at $35,000.
If you subtract all those numbers from the 1,100,000, how much is left?
200,000. And John, if you look on page 4 of this spreadsheet,
Yep.
at the bottom you'll see the free cash usage in that last block.
Okay.
And so there'll be 200,000 left.
So we're gonna propose using 900,000. There'll be 200,000 left.
Yes.
Is that traditional?
It's a little bit less because I determined free cash to be a little bit less because we used a rather large sum of our free cash to fund a litigation purpose. So that was at the end of last year.
All right. Thank you.
Hey Sandy, on back to the Zoom question, if you go up to your top right corner of your view and click on those 3 dots,
Yes.
does it say pin video or unpin video?
No. But there's something to the left that says that.
It says unpin video?
Yes.
Okay, click that.
Where'd it go? Okay. There we
And then
go.
Now I'm the speaker and right, you should be able to see me?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'll send you the bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sandy,
Yes.
so if I'm reading this correctly, we generally, or at least last year and this year, are using $200,000 to basically hit the 2.5% tax increase limit. Is that correct?
No.
Isn't the tax rate increasing 2.5%, average tax bill at the bottom?
Yeah. So
Meaning, if you didn't use 200,000, we'd need an override.
No, we're under our levy limit quite a bit. So if you
Oh,
look
we
on,
are?
yeah, if you look on page 5,
Yeah, that's where I am.
where it says a credit of 1,345,000 for fiscal year 2022, we're under our levy limit by that much.
Oh yeah, so the over under levy limit line.
Yes.
So we're
So
we're
we're
under by $1 million?
yeah, we are.
Wow. Okay.
That's because we level fund our expenditures, have been for a long, long time. So the only thing that really increases is salaries. And because of that, our levy limit goes up 2.5% every year. And if we don't spend it every year, it kind of grows that over under levy limit.
It accumulates?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Sandy, one further question, you may not have the answer to this. How much in dollar amounts does it take to affect $1 on the tax rate?
I don't know that off the top of my head. If you notice the tax rate right now, but I'm missing the police department total budget on this spreadsheet right now, so. It could be 20,000, it could be 30,000. I'll play with it and let you know.
No, I think it's more like 400,000,
No, I don't know.
$1 on the tax rate. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You know what else affects the tax rate, though, is our property valuation as well. So it's all a real complicated thing. So
Yeah,
property,
it is.
the property value, our new growth, that all affects the tax rate too. So it's not. So all those things combined, if you make them level, if you make the growth and the property values level, then we can figure out how much budget affects a buck on the tax rate.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions for Sandy?
Good job with this, Sandy. Thank you so much.
Very
Yeah.
good.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Okay, before we leave the ATM, we need to decide whether we want it inside or outside or how we want to do this.
I think last year went very well the way I think Pat set it up.
Yeah, Pat set it up last year.
Yeah, I think we ought to follow the same MO.
Is there an advantage of having it outside?
A lot of towns do drive-in, or have.
The only thing I worry about outside, if it's raining or something, it really puts a damper on it, so. But with our luck, the way things have been going,
I know that there's some concern about how do you know who's voting and who's registered to vote and stuff like that. You know, people being in there, unless they step outside of their cars, and how are you going to, because don't you have to check off that they're a registered voter?
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta check in.
So
So
how,
each car should get checked in if we were going to do something like that.
I think the town clerk is unalterably opposed to moving it outside, but that's not for me to say, but I have heard her say that. Because of all these complications, how to conduct different votes, who's voting, you have to have a secret ballot on a question. Can get pretty onerous, plus the weather. I just think Pat did an excellent job last year, and the moderator did a great job, and everybody went home relatively happy, even after a lengthy discussion over the school budget, as Joe pointed out.
What was the attendance compared to previous year? Anybody know that?
It was about 120,000, 120, not 120,000, last year. And that's not far from the average. We've been averaging 125 to 150 at an annual town meeting, if there's nothing controversial on it.
now special town meetings are a different story.
Yeah, yeah, we get like 10.
50. Oh, 10, yeah.
Okay, someone want to make a motion?
For,
Inside or outside?
I don't know that we need to decide right now, do we?
I don't think so.
Why don't
I-
we wait
I
and
got a
continue to watch the
message,
metrics?
I got a message from Judy saying they need to know, cause they're gonna have to set up, they're gonna have to have time to get, all the stuff up there if they're gonna do it inside.
I thought last year went absolutely fine.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we continue with the same practice at the annual town meeting as we did in the prior year.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote. Joe?
Yes.
John?
Yes,
Dan?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
And Bob, yes. Okay, then we're inside. Now everybody will be happy. Most people will be happy.
Not everyone, but
No, if we could make everyone happy, Dan,
we wouldn't have to do this job if everyone was happy.
I'd slap myself. Okay,
Just wear your masks.
yes. Okay, next on the agenda we have, Taylor Starbuck wants to know if she can do another cleanup at the Pines, and I do believe her target date is May 15th and the rain date of, May 16th. Taylor, are you still on?
I'm still here.
Okay, you wanna give us some details?
Yeah, last fall was pretty successful. We did one in September, and even with social distancing and everything, we had a good turnout, and we cleaned up a lot of garbage, a lot. So, just trying to get a jump on it for spring. So yeah.
Okay, what are your times you wanna do it?
It would be probably 10 a.m. to noon, either that Saturday on the 15th. I chose the 16th for a rain date, just to.
And what do you need from the town?
We pretty much have a good amount of stuff left over from last year. The only thing that really worked well was having that dumpster right at the edge of High Street, and then they came and picked it up, and that was that. We called it a day. So I would just need to arrange that.
Okay, John, would you contact Mr. Ruffley and have that happen?
sure.
All right.
Okay. Quick question, Taylor. Outstanding job. But
Thank you.
I think last year, the same point I'm gonna raise right now, and I think you followed through with it. Did you contact the Patricas?
I did.
Because actually, most of the land that we consider the Pines is owned by the Patrica Construction Company.
We did. I talked to him, and he was good with it. He said as long as nobody goes, too far back in the sand pits,
Yep.
I know that's the messiest portion most of the time is his area. So
Hey, so I can contact roughly, again, what was the date? Saturday, the
May 15th, or rain date on the 16th, Sunday.
9:50. What's the hours?
10 to noon.
Okay. I'll talk to John about getting that dumpster.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for everybody who donated last year, or helped out. It was great. So
Well, thank you for doing it and organizing it. It's a nice thing to do for the town. Okay, anything else for Taylor?
Thank you, Taylor. I'm looking forward to it.
thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Taylor.
thank you.
Will we
Have a
see
good
you
night.
there, Mark?
Well, I'll be there.
Good, good.
I won't miss you this time.
Okay, Jane Smith's on, and I asked her to come on and give us a quick update on opening town hall, because I had a conversation with her earlier in the week, and so I asked her to pop in and advise us should we open up or when we should open up. And if Jane, you're on, go for it, please.
I don't,
Oh, looks like she disappeared.
yeah.
Okay, let me text her. Are you texting her, Joe?
Yeah, I'm texting her now.
Okay. See what else we have. All right, while we're waiting for Jane, Sandy, do you have any town manager updates?
the only update I have is there was some confusion with the sergeant's contract, and I'm not even sure if this is the right place to talk about it. Before I continue, you could tell me if you think it is.
Yeah, that's right. It was on, yeah, we should let everybody know.
So the confusion was where the contracts that were developed, and I attached just one of them on the second page under wages and hours of employment. There was a paragraph underneath the bullet items that talked about a merit step increase beginning July 1st, 2021, which that kind of concerned me a little bit because I do know that they were trying to mirror the contract that was the first sergeant's contract, which was the third year of his contract gave him a merit based on performance valuations of 2.75% on July 21st. So in my thinking, these sergeants were not going to be in the third year of a contract, and that possibly that could have been an error. So I looked up the MOU agreement that was proposed in February by Jeff Powell, and it was, so in that recommended addition, because they agreed to kind of mirror the sergeant's contract, the first sergeant's contract. It talked about they'd be eligible for merit step increase on each fourth year anniversary of their appointment date to police sergeant. So I had emailed you all, and Joe made a recommendation that I talk with Deanna about it, of which I did, and she had agreed. She had read through that and had agreed that that was probably an error. So she developed an addendum to the police sergeant employment agreement, of which you have a copy of, which points those things out. And the two sergeants that are affected by this are in total agreement that they will wait for their merit step on their fourth year anniversary.
Yeah, and I think it's a great catch, Sandra, and I think if you and the chief have resolved it, then I think that's great, because
Yeah.
that's catching my error, so thank you for that.
No problem.
Yeah.
So my question now is, though, they both have signed this agreement. Should it go before the board for their signatures as well? I didn't know for sure if it should. I can add a second page that has you all listed to sign off on it with a DocuSign, I guess, if you think that should happen, since you all signed off on the contract, on each of those contracts. I'm looking
I think we should all sign it.
Yeah, I'm just looking for your direction.
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, Joe, if you want to send that around, we'll sign it.
Yeah, Sandy, if you can put the signature lines on, I'll send it through DocuSign again, and we can just sign that addendum, that's fine.
Okay, I will do that.
Yep.
Okay, that way it keeps it square.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's all I think that's all I have for town manager updates.
okay, I asked to have Sandy's contract, extension put on the agenda, and I don't have it on my agenda. Does anybody have it on their agenda?
Oh,
Okay, well, we need to extend Sandy's contract to May 2nd, because our Tom will be starting May 3rd. And Tim sent us the contract with the updated information on it. But if it's not on the agenda, technically we really can't vote on it.
Didn't we already vote on that extension when we talked about the chief's
I
contract?
thought so too, Joe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so it's
it was only till April 1st.
It was April 1st, because at the time,
Oh, no, okay. So we're extending the extension.
yeah, basically. But I mean,
Well,
We can do it on our first meeting in April.
yeah, I mean, we can just backdate it. It's not like we're not gonna pay her. And there's a couple things I have to work out with Sandy on there for the contract thing.
Yep.
But I mean, that's nothing that has to do with the contract that we're extending.
Aren't we meeting this Monday?
No,
Or no?
not- we're meeting 2 weeks from
Oh, okay.
12.
12.
That'd be plenty of time because she's already extended to what date?
April 1st.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
I think we kind of need to take care of this, but,
We can vote on it now and then bring it back on the 12th and vote it in public again if you want. But I don't know. I don't want to break any rules here. I mean, if we're all in agreement, I mean, I can definitely sign a piece of paper or whatever Don needs to have this go through.
I thought our intent of the last vote was to extend it until the new town manager started. But, so I'd be fine with just, taking voting now and say continue it and take another vote to wrap it up, but, I don't know.
Yeah, let's,
Take a straw vote, Mr. Chairman. Not a
okay,
binding vote.
okay, we'll take a straw vote. Good idea, John.
Yep.
John? No, I need a motion. We're just taking a straw vote. We don't even need a motion. Okay,
Okay. Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Dan,
yes.
Bob, yes. Okay, Sandy, we'll work this out. I'll get a hold of Tim, and we'll get something that's legally binding so you can not have any hiccups here.
Okay.
And I'll come over probably next Monday or Tuesday, and we'll get all those other things you asked me. We'll get that all worked out,
Okay.
and we'll get it all wrapped up. Because, definitely doing 2 jobs. Wow, it's just amazing. Okay, next, Jane. Is Jane on yet? Is she back?
I don't see her.
Okay, Sandy, did you have an update did you talk to her recently?
Well, I thought that on Monday we had a discussion about opening and that we were going to open.
She came back to us today because she wanted to talk to Dr. Doyle.
Right.
And she-
And I do believe she did talk to Dr. Doyle and that he was okay with the opening.
Yes, and
Okay.
that's what she told me also.
Yeah.
So we open it up Monday, and I just wanted to let the public know the town hall will be open Monday, normal business hours. And she just wants to make sure if the numbers spike, she'll get a hold of you, Sandy, and, you do what you need to do, okay?
Right. I think you gave her permission for that deciding factor.
Right, we did. Okay, so that's that on that. Okay, any items for future agendas?
Just as we discussed earlier tonight with the educational session from the chief and superintendent for the budget.
Okay,
We put that on what was that date again, John? April 29th?
April 28th.
28th.
Be exactly a week before the town meeting. I think that's a great date.
April 28th, okay. 28th agenda. Okay. Let's see, anything else? Remarks of the select board, anyone? Okay. Select board chair update, I just have one I was asked to ask tonight. Our town report is coming out. They want to know what would we like it to have on the cover of it. Anybody have any suggestions?
The new school.
Not done yet. Well, you could show a picture of it in construction.
Yeah. Coming soon, right?
Yep, I agree with that.
Okay, what about the back cover?
The back of the school.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
The old school, right?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And put the dates, such and such and such and such a date, then such
Coming
and such.
It's coming in September. It's supposed to be open in September.
Right.
Don't we
Okay.
usually just have a picture of town hall on it?
No, they usually take different pictures.
We've had committees on there and, some town hall properties. The new park was one time.
I think one year it was a ditch from Housatonic Street.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, the new school sounds good.
How about we put a picture of Sandy on the back and
No.
thank her for doing
Yeah,
it?
Oh, yeah, thank
No,
you.
Yeah.
no.
yeah.
Yeah, last year's was
Tom
the,
Hutchinson.
memorial service for,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
private, specialist,
Yeah.
Mitch Dowling.
That was a tremendous ceremony.
Yeah.
Okay, if anybody's got any
Thank you.
back covered, let me know.
Well, I got one other suggestion.
Town manager.
We could put you on the cover with a mask, and on the back, no mask, right? We're kind of going into the,
I look like Alfred E. Newman.
We could do
What
a bunch of
about- I
people
have a-
like that.
yeah.
Go ahead, Brittany.
What about just kind of some kind of thanking Ken Walto for all of his service?
That's a
Maybe
good,
put him.
That, you know what? Why don't we put the cover, the front page on Ken Waldo, and we can put the school on the back and thank him for his service.
That's
Oh,
a
that
great
sounds
idea.
good.
that sounds great.
Let's do that.
Okay, next year, reserve it for the new school when it's completed.
Yeah,
So, so should there be a picture of Ken Walto with that?
absolutely. Absolutely. If, Sandy, if you can arrange that with Judy, or I can do it with Judy if you like, I know you're.
I'll
you're
just
busy.
let her know. She'll find something.
Yeah, I'm sure we got pictures of him around.
But, not trying to be a wet blanket here, but perhaps someone should ask Ken Waldo.
It might not be a bad idea. I'll have Judy ask him if it's okay.
I mean, it's a great idea, but he
Okay.
certainly would need his, permission, I think.
Okay. If not, if he doesn't want his picture, we certainly can just put up a thank you to him.
If he doesn't want
Yeah.
to, we'll just agree now to do the school, the front and back. That way we don't have to,
Yeah, to come back to it.
yeah.
All right. That's what we'll do. Okay, thank you. Okay. Anything else? Okay, this leads us to our announcements. The town hall effective Monday, 4/5. The town of Dalton will reopen the town hall to the public. Please see the Town of Dalton website for departmental information. The senior center will remain closed. The Memorial Day parade has canceled the parade, but the Dalton American Legion may do something in their parking lot. Let's see, the Town of Dalton Board of Registries would like to notify voters that the election voters will be allowed to vote early/absentee voting by mail or in person. If you desire to vote by mail, please print out and fill and sign the application that can be found on the Dalton website at www.dalton-mass.gov and send it to or drop it off to the town hall. You can also call the town's clerk's office at 413-684-6111, extension 14 or 15, to request an application. Early voting in person will be held at the town hall office, town clerk's office, on Monday, April 26th to Thursday, April 29th, 2021, and on Monday, May 3rd to Wednesday, May 5th, 2021. The hours of early voting in person will be from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Note that the polling hours for the official election day at the CRA on Monday, May 10th, 2021, will be from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to contact the town clerk's office at 413-684-6111, extension 14 or 15. The Town of Dalton Cemetery Department requests that all winter decorations placed on cemetery lots in the Dalton cemeteries be removed by April 15th, 2021, including containers. All other decorations still in place after April 15th shall be subject to removal and discarded by the department. Summer decorations may be placed on the cemetery lots after May 15th, 2021. Families are asked to stop by the cemetery office to determine if any non-conforming items are in the cemetery office. Residents may call the office at 684-6117. Okay. That. A message from the police department. The police department is now open to the public. The Dalton Police Department lobby is now open. Please feel free to stop in and see an officer. Social distancing and masks are required, and only 2 people are allowed in the lobby at a time. The processing of firearms permits shall be processed between the hour of 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. by appointment only. Please call 413-684-0300 to schedule your appointment. No walk-ins are being accepted at this time. A check or money order for $100 may be payable to the town of Dalton. Renewables over the age 70 are free. The winter parking ban from the police department is still in effect. Well, it started at November 15th, 2020, and will be in effect to April 15th, 2021. There is no on-street parking allowed between the hours of 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. during this period. The Dalton Library is now open 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Monday, Thursday, and Friday, and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Tuesday, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. Anyone in a high-risk population may schedule a time in the morning to come in by themselves with no questions asked. Lobby pickups continues for anyone who would rather not enter the building. Call 684-6112 for more information. And this, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, before, just so we're all on the same page, the next meeting is April 12th.
Correct.
Right. And then the 28th.
28.
No, wait a minute, 28th.
Yep.
I think. 26th.
26.
12 to 26. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Roll call vote. John.
Yes.
Joe.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
And Bob. Yes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for everything.
Thank you all.
Good night, all.